At long last, this is episode 1 of Ask Man in Magenta Wig. Why did it take so long? Well, I filmed it a long time ago and the video didn't turn out very well. I think it was all out of focus, and then I was gonna redo it, and then life happened and I got distracted. But that doesn't matter now, because this is episode 1 of Ask Man in Magenta Wig. People sent me questions. I'm going to answer those questions. You can submit questions below in the comments, and I'll answer them in future Ask Man in Magenta Wig videos. But for now, since it's taken me so long, and I don't want to keep breaking promises where I tell people I'm going to make this video and upload it within the next week and then I never do, let's get right to it. Okay, question 1. How many angels can dance on the head of a pin? 12. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 12. What is the best candy bar? See, this is hard because I'm not really a chocolate guy. I know that's just extreme blasphemy to not like chocolate, but for some reason chocolate just doesn't appeal to me that much. So even still, though, I like it enough that, you know, every now and then if I need something sweet, I'll definitely get a chocolate bar out of the vending machine, and when I do, it's usually a Crunch. As of recently, though, I've kind of discovered another favorite, which is Almond Joy. I think I like it because I like coconut so much, so, yeah. Either Crunch or Almond Joy, best candy bar. How many wings should I eat? 12. In what flavor? We have this place in Pittsburgh, and I think there's some other places too. Like when I went to Indiana to do Rocky, they had one there. But there's this chain called Quaker Steak and Lube that has a whole bunch of different wing flavors. My favorite is Hot Parm, which I think is like grated Parmesan cheese, cracked pepper, and Frank's Red Hot. So that seems to be my favorite. I mean, on days when I've gone to Quaker Steak and really wanted something spicy, you know, I've actually tried the, I've eaten the atomic wings that they have. I've had the triple atomic wings. I mean, they weren't bad. I mean, I know that triple atomic wings are, I think, the hottest, on the Scoville scale. I think they're the hottest you can legally sell in Pennsylvania, because it kind of differs from state to state. But, yeah, I had them. They weren't bad. I mean, I got through them. I got my t-shirt and went through just days of rectal agony. So, yeah. Hot Parm. Yeah, Hot Parm is good. Can you tell I'm hungry and just woke up? Yes, because the candy bar and wing questions were actually from the same person. So, would you rather have to live with forks for hands or a roommate that was a racist tiger? Things to consider: eating and the tiger following you every time you move. See, that's a tricky one. I don't want forks for hands because, you know, that wouldn't really work well with the ladies, because I'm sure no one wants to get forked in places. I could turn that into a pun really easily, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take the high road. So, you know what? If you want me to make a pun out of that, then fork you all. Oh, I did it anyway. Roommate that was a racist tiger who might attack you. The racism part, maybe we could talk out. You know, I could try to show him the good sides of all different kinds of people. Depends on how reasonable a tiger he is, how open-minded a tiger he is. Maybe the tiger only feels this way because of his upbringing. The attacking me part, on the other hand, I mean, he is my roommate, so, I don't know, do I actually own where we live? You know, am I the main person paying for this? Is he just, you know, coming on to help with the rent? Because then I would say, you know, you can't live here if you keep trying to attack me and or eat me while I sleep. You know, if he was indeed a reasonable tiger, he would realize that he does not want to be homeless, and I mean, trying to find a home when you're a racist tiger probably isn't that easy. So, yeah, I just feel like, you know, being a person who can talk through things and work things out, I think I'm going to have to go with the roommate that's a racist tiger over the forks for hands, because I just feel like I could solve, you know, I could solve a lot of problems that would crop up in that situation. If you could pick any universe, be it TV show, movie, book, etc., and live there or try to live there for a day, where would you pick? Do you think you'd make it a whole day? Now, I know because of the wig, everyone's just going to expect me to say, I want to live in whatever universe Rocky Horror takes place in. Well, actually, that's not the answer I have. In fact, what you don't know about me is I used to travel to an alternate universe all the time and buy stuff. And what do I mean? I went to the universe where the Ruddles were the big band from England instead of the Beatles, and I brought back some CDs. You know, it's really awesome to hear how the Ruddles rose to fame and Ruddlemania. And I know you're probably wondering, well, where do I hear these CDs? Well, I can't tell you that, but YouTube. Well, see, now that I think about it, if I did travel to alternate universes, why did I pick the one where the Ruddles were a real band, though? I mean, I could have just gone to whatever universe that Rocky Horror took place in. Damn it! What are some of Tim and Eric's comedic influences on you? Okay, now this is a loaded question because Tim and Eric, I love Tim and Eric. Tim and Eric, awesome show, great job. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. I love checking it out with Dr. Steve Brule. What I do have to say about Tim and Eric is Tim and Eric's cast, you know, the recurring actors from their TV shows are probably the most, you know, fan-connected actors of just any franchise ever. I mean, I have some genuinely good friends that I met because I started talking to them on Facebook because I recognized them from Tim and Eric Awesome Show. For example, Jennifer Mims, she played a character named Ruth Carr. They did like a sketch, I think it was called like Karaoke Superstars or something, and she sang a song called Come Over as this character named Ruth Carr. Just absolutely wonderful woman. Tim and Eric's comedic influence, I think the best way I can sum it up is they taught me that being weird can be funny. Because I've tried showing Tim and Eric Awesome Show to people who just didn't have that sense of humor and they just stared blank face. I mean, the one sketch that seems to be the big divider is It's Not Jackie Chan, where, I mean, the joke is, you know, the guy leans on the buzzer for the board game for like 5 minutes and just stares at the camera, you know. If you know Tim and Eric's sense of humor, you know how they like to test the audience in kind of an Andy Kaufman kind of way. That's funny as hell. I mean, but I've shown that sketch to people that didn't get that kind of humor and they just did not understand what the appeal of a guy pressing a buzzer was supposed to be, so. What is better, Zub's or Swenson's? See, I can't actually answer that because as far as I know, those are just two restaurants that exist in Ohio, and during my trips to Ohio, I haven't actually been to either of them yet, so maybe someone could answer that for me. What really are the writings on the wall? Well, you know, I assume if you read an incredible graffiti, it would say things like, oh, I don't know, we don't need no education, or mother should I trust the government, or can Marshmallow Peeps and Tootsie Rolls live together in a biracial relationship? This might be something I should discuss with the racist tiger. When the Bionic Woman moved from ABC to NBC, Richard Anderson was playing Oscar Goldman on both networks. Does this mean that he spent an entire year teabagging CBS? What the Moving on, I've got an interesting one. Who are you trying to reach with these videos? Okay, very valid question, because obviously, you know, the wig kind of puts me in a specific niche, but, you know, in the beginning, you know, I wanted to make Rocky-related comedy, little skits related directly to Rocky Horror, reviews of the Pittsburgh cast shows, which, you know, if you look through my older videos, you'll realize I did do that a couple times, but, you know, the more I started to get an audience, the more I realized, you know, if I'm always looking for a way to express myself, whether it be comedically or, you know, creatively or whatever, you know. So I just decided, why don't the Man in Magenta Wig videos just be all-purpose? You know, if they're about Rocky Horror, great. If they're not, well, great, I'll post it anyway. You know, I'll still wear the wig because it's a recognizable thing. You know, I post what I feel like, and whoever my videos might appeal to will find them and hopefully enjoy them and share them with friends. Share these with friends. What are next week's winning lottery numbers? 12. Do you agree that Cory in the House is the best anime? Okay, I have no idea what the hell Cory in the House is. If you had to eat just one meal in place of every meal for the rest of your life, what food would it contain? See, I think I found a loophole to this question, though, because if I had to eat just one meal, why couldn't it be a buffet? You know, why couldn't I just say Chinese buffet? Because if I got sick of one thing, you know, the next meal I could just move on to something else. You know, I could just, there's enough variety at a Chinese buffet that I could just, you know, circulate through the different kinds of foods, and I'd never have to eat the same things necessarily twice within the same day. But, you know, people would get picky and tell me that's cheating, so... Okay, so hopefully at long last that was a satisfactory edition of Ask Man in Magenta Wig. Obviously being the first one, you know, there's room for improvement. I'm just, you know, trying to come up with satisfactory answers off the top of my head here and hopefully bring some smiles to this just dark and dreary world. You know, why can't we all just live in Bob Ross's world where nothing matters but a happy little waterfall and happy little trees? You can probably tell I've been on Twitch a lot recently. So on that note, that's where I'll go out. This is your friendly neighborhood Man in Magenta Wig. This has been episode 1 of Ask Man in Magenta Wig, and I'd like to wish you all happy painting, and God bless.